even when you lost. There's always a hope. Rise and fight.
No. That was such an odd timing. I was right on the edge of a large sneeze. And now I lost it. It's gone, Flash. I lost the sneeze.
Well, you're gonna have it for the next half hour until you can get rid of it.
How are you doing tonight, Flash? Long time no
Good,
see, man.
good. Yeah, it's been a while. Been a while for me, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, tonight. Well, tonight for us Europeans, forgive me. This
Yeah,
fine
still noon.
evening, still noon for you.
Well, like just afternoon, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
All right, this afternoon, right? We have some pretty exciting games. The first match is going to be the lower bracket of the semifinals, dude. Best of 5, Dewalt versus TerrOr. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this one. You know, I think it's easy to think that Dewalt is like the preferred by default player, but TerrOr has shown some real nice plays recently. I think TerrOr could surprise us here, Flash. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, we see obviously in the bracket there in round of 8, Dewalt did beat TerrOr, but it was a close series. Went to 5 games, 3-2. So TerrOr got knocked into losers, but he's made a charge, crushing these pro rosses, coming back to get this rematch. So 2-1 over Doodle, 3-2 over Oya. So he's got a lot of TVP practices. Sometimes in these tournaments, you look for the momentum to happen. And so TerrOr's definitely, I think, got momentum on his side. He's beaten 2 more pro rosses on his way back to the rematch, and the fact that the first series went to 5 games. I think if I'm TerrOr, I'm feeling pretty good about this matchup. I know you lost in the round of 8, but I think you're gonna have all of that confidence going into this.
Yes. The psychological aspect of it is really important, right? Knowing that you've been playing well, you have that momentum that you're pointing out. I'm gonna take a risk here, and if I were a betting man, I would put $20 down on TerrOr just for the thrill of it. I think it's a risk worth taking here. And after that, we're gonna be looking. Yeah, we're still showing the brackets. We're gonna be looking at the winner brackets. It's gonna be a best of 7. That's gonna be between Eonzurg and Bonnet. Eonzurg had never been on my radar before this. Like I think I said the same thing before. Like I know about Eonzurg. Who doesn't know about Eonzurg? He wasn't really on my radar. Bonnet, on the other hand, I am very familiar with. And I think that Bonnet might just be able to hold the tide against the Eonzurg tsunami. But I mean, we'll see, right? Let's take it one match at a time. Let's take a look at Dewalt versus TerrOr. I think that both players are getting ready. Matches should start real soon here. Can you confirm what the first map is? Is it going to be on Polestar? Yes,
Yeah.
it will be on Polestar. My understanding is that Polestar really benefits, like those solid tank positions, right? Like the constant high grounds, low grounds makes it like really easy to establish a foothold on the map and maintain it over the long term. What's your experience on this map?
Yeah, Polestar, one of the few maps I think Terrans can get a little bit more greedy with, going for a faster third base if they choose to. Again, if the tank positioning is good and they can kind of establish themselves out front, it's quite a nice map for them. That solid 3 base setup, and then grabbing a 4th isn't too difficult once you get up to max, 8, 9 factory, 10 factory production. In that kind of mid game, like 12 to 14 minute period, we're going to start that push and grab a 4th base behind it. So pretty strong map there. As a Terran player, I always really like it. I think just having a compact layout for the first 3 bases is always very nice compared to some of the other maps that we've got here in this best of 5 series. We've got other maps like Sylphid, kind of a it's somewhat compact, but again, your third base is the half base instead of a full base. So you know you're kind of a bit sad as Terran to kind of mine that out pretty quickly. Knockout, again, it's compact, but it's a mineral only, so you have problems there. Match point, I mean, match point is favorable for Terran if you can split map it, but who knows? Carriers can come out. Dewalt, we know, has good carriers, and then Octagon is the other map I would say that's got a pretty solid compact setup. And a pretty reasonably easy to defend third base because of just how choky that those gas bases can get.
Yeah, man. It's match point is a rough map when splitting the map means playing on 4 gases.
Yeah. Usually split map Terran is against Protoss not great for Terran, but because it's a 2-player map and there's just not enough economy there for Protoss to really establish big gateway counts, it's just difficult. So you see a lot of cheese on it, you see a lot of fast carriers on it, and we'll see when we get there. I mean, who knows? Maybe we don't get there. It's maybe go 3-0. We'll see.
Oh, that is true. Maybe we don't see a match point, huh? If one of these players sweeps, right? Polestar, Sylphid, and Knockout. Or I don't know. I don't want to give the games. I don't want to surrender any of the games yet. Yeah,
of course not.
TerrOr picking Polestar makes sense. I can see it.
Looks like TVP so far. Terran favored this BSL, 57% win rate, pretty strong. I mean, we know that a lot of these 4-player maps, these standard-looking 4-player maps, are going to be really strong here for Terrans in general at the highest level. There's just nice, compact, good ability to still take fights because the center is not too open. It's got enough chokes where Protoss has a little bit of trouble taking some of these fights. And also, we'll see how Dewalt's going to play out. If he's going to go for the mass shuttle style, or if he's going to decide to go for more Arbiter tech.
Let's see it. Both players are ready. Let's go into the match. All right, Flash. Here we go. Spawning as the red Terran on the bottom right. The first game of this afternoon, we have TerrOr. Aww.
And down at the bottom left, as the blue Protoss is going to be Dewalt.
Man, I'm looking at TerrOr's webcam. He looks angelical.
Yeah, he really does. That looks like a astral projection or something like that.
He's having an out-of-body experience. He's aligning his chakras.
It looks like that Avatar scene where Aang had to unlock his chakras or whatever.
Yes, exactly. TerrOr has ascended to the next plane of existence here, Flash. Preparing for this match.
Yes, sir. But, okay, so actually, interesting. Depot at the front of the wall here already coming out here from TerrOr. So this is quite interesting. Don't really see this that often from Terrans. Usually, especially at this bottom right-hand location, they usually put the depot there to kind of help the SCVs out, to pop out towards the mineral line. But we're going to see. It looks like he's just going to do kind of a... he could go for the full wall here, and actually Dewalt with a pretty early probe scout as well coming across the map. So might see Zealot. Gas not built yet at 12 supplies, so I think it is going to be a fast Zealot here from Dewalt.
Of course, Dewalt wants to pressure, right? He knows he knows that if the game goes long, right, TerrOr is going to be able to really leverage this map with tanks and whatnot. So I guess I understand it from Dewalt's perspective, right? He wants to get an early advantage and maybe delay that area, that phase of the game for as long as possible. Does this wall from TerrOr allow a Marine to move back and forth, or is it just a straight up tight wall?
Nope. Yeah, Marine can go through the the Marine can squeeze through that right hand side there between the depot and the racks, that little diagonal corner there.
Oh, I see.
So it can go through. It's as if the barracks was directly to the left of the depot, which we know the Marine can fit through that gap. Probe is doing a good job harassing his SCV. He's got to be very careful here because the Marine's not going to pop out just yet. Yep, SCV's got to come out, 15 HP, but it will survive before the Marine comes out. This SCV is going to be a little bit stuck on the outside for a little bit until that Rax lifts for him. But yeah, he went for a full wall here. Rax is going to stay down before the probe can get out. I think he's going to kill the probe and then lift the Rax to get the SCV back home.
Nice. 236 factory. TerrOr's looking fine. That was a little... No way! Oh,
wow. The SCV! Unbelievable!
Free value. There was... Man. You see, this is why you never show up to work when you're late, right? Or when you're tired or sick. Like, you're just, like, you know, you're never, your boss is just gonna tell you to get right back to work, man. The moment that SCV had its whole life ahead of it, but the moment you show the, you know, your player any loyalty, you get exploited. Rest in peace, TerrOr SCV.
Yeah, yeah. And meanwhile, Dewalt here has gone for rangeless expand 19 Nexus. And TerrOr actually, he forgot his SCV there at the top right, and so his SCV scout's quite late actually. And only now will this SCV get here to scout this Nexus timing. Usually, if you get the Nexus scout quickly like this, it's possible they can go for a Nexus bust with the bunker rush and pull SCVs off the line. But in this case, actually, because TerrOr actually walled off his front, it's much harder because your factory's later, because everything's gonna be later because you sent the SCV out to build that depot at the wall instead of just at the mineral line.
Yeah, man, and the few second differences really add up. Like, you know, especially the higher you go, right? If you're like a D or C rank, like, yeah, man, your stuff can be 5-10 seconds late. It's fine. But the higher you go, like, even like, you know, 2-second delays can be brutal. I mean, if you watch the ASL finals, did you watch the ASL finals, Flash? I don't want to spoil it. Okay, so without spoiling too hard, you know, the timing on that Sylphid game, it was literally like within 1 second tolerance, right? So I'm talking about the Zerglings attacking Flash. So yeah, you know, even small like delays like that really add up at the highest levels.
Yeah. So the wall here is going to be sitting in a pretty solid position. Nexus is much faster than the command center, and there's really been no pressure here from TerrOr. The 2 Dragoons outside already kind of warding off this first initial Vulture. So really, we're going to just kind of see how both players are going to play this. Fast Robo there from Dewalt. No second gate, just goes straight into the robotics facility. So highly likely that we probably are going to try to see a Reaver here. TerrOr's got tanks right now, and so will he go for kind of like that 3-tank stab at a second factory with Vulture Rally, or is he just going to kind of play, you know, just get a tank for safety and then, you know, transition into more upgrade style?
With this scouting information, Flash, if you were on TerrOr's shoes, like in TerrOr's shoes, would you build a bunker? I mean, your Vulture is fine, you have mines up, but you haven't really had a proper scout, right? Especially when the early SCV was so late to arrive in Dewalt's main. Do you need to build a bunker at this stage of the game?
No, not at this stage of the game. We saw, I mean, he saw the Nexus timing, so he should know that this was rangeless expand from Dewalt. So he doesn't really feel pressured, you know, to build a bunker there at all, especially if he's going to go tank after the first Vulture, and so he's going to be able to defend his wall pretty quickly, compared to, let's say, if you wanted to go for like 3 or 4 Vulture before tank, in which case, yeah, you probably want a bunker just in case that you're pushed across the map and harass you. But the mines are down right now. 1 tank is out, so he's going to feel pretty safe. Doesn't have to build a 100 mineral bunker, which is always a nice save here for TerrOr. You know, minerals in the early game quite valuable, especially, you know, he's going to have to build missile turrets here just like he's doing right now, which always feels kind of bad, but gotta be careful about those Reavers.
Yeah, always feels bad, you say. As a Zerg player, I have to say that those turrets are too damn cheap. I mean, they do serve their purpose, right? But yeah, I mean, they are an expenditure. So far, I think it's been a fairly uneventful game. Like, both players are just macroing really well. We haven't seen any major any 44 supply blocks or anything of that sort. Both players being very patient, very conservative. Yeah, Dewalt has goons in place. TerrOr doesn't lose a single Vulture. Very nice. Observers are already out and about. So, yeah, this is a pretty peaceful game of StarCraft, you know, despite that first SCV blood.
Yeah, that SCV blood maybe shook TerrOr to the core after seeing that one happen. He's going to try to loop around and grab this probe. He's going to get the probe, but the Nexus does go down, luckily, here for Dewalt. It is a 7-minute Nexus. Not too late, but obviously, I know Paras is what they're going to go for this third base at a relatively quick timing. They want to get it at like 6:15 or something like that. But he's going to go Reaver. The turrets, mines out. TerrOr's got a pretty solid setup so far. Tank's already moving back towards the main, so his timings are still pretty crisp right now. He's doing everything he needs to do to be safe. And really, we're just kind of waiting for the next move here from TerrOr. What's he going to do? Is he going to go for the 5-fact, 6-fact, or is he going to kind of go maybe like a 4-factory third base, much faster third base style?
Oh man, can you go for a third base here and, you know, not knowing but suspecting that a Reaver is on the way? Can you actually hold that CC being built? That sounds risky to me, man.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Again, if you're gonna play kind of safer and you're just gonna kind of slowly leapfrog tanks out of your natural to move towards the third base, yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
We are seeing, I think, it's 5 factories total here from TerrOr, so it looks like it's
Yeah,
just gonna be
5 factories.
a normal style. He'll probably just take a normal timing for his third base instead. And adding the extra
Nice.
turret there, behind the natural mineral line, really good to ward off those shuttles. And Dewalt is gonna have to make a decision. What's he gonna do? Oh, the Vulture's gonna get this probe here. So no
Nice.
fourth base for Dewalt.
Very clean sniping from TerrOr. You see, like he knows the timings, right? Those vultures are monitoring the expansion probes at just the right times. I wonder if TerrOr saw the shuttle coming towards his main here. I mean, Dewalt certainly saw the floating engineering being turned back around, but I wasn't paying attention to the minimap. I don't know if TerrOr saw the shuttle already. Well, if he didn't see the shuttle before, he sees it now.
Yep, he's gonna lose the SCV for that. Nice observer right overhead, sees the turret trying to go down, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna let you get a free turret up here. So, but that does reveal where the shuttle Reaver is, and so now we're gonna see TerrOr kind of push out here at the front, knowing that the Reaver is most likely towards the front here, not gonna be trying to dive into the main base. And he's also got Goliaths now as well to defend the main, in case Dewalt's gonna try to do a dive bomb back into the mineral line.
Yeah, I think TerrOr has his base set up like pretty clean and safe, to be honest with you. I don't. No, just looking at the mini-map, looking at how many tanks there are, looking at the distribution of turrets, he looks pretty damn safe. I don't think that Dewalt is gonna find any more low-hanging fruit other than the 2 SCVs that he's killed so far.
Yeah, gotta agree. You know, we'll see. He might build a yeah. So he's a second shuttle. Usually the timing is second shuttle. You know, one is loaded full of zealots, the other one filled with the reavers. Kill a turret and then kind of get some room and space for your reavers to operate. And then next time would be at 3 shuttles, potentially with even High Templar and Storm. So right now, yeah, actually, so here we go. TerrOr's moving out here, and so now Dewalt's going to use this opportunity to kind of dive in back here. There are a couple mines we're going to see, though. Yeah, no mines so far triggering. They're too far out. So nicely done here from Dewalt. He's going to pick off that turret, yep, and now he's going to try to get some pressure down here.
Man,
With
this
these,
time
with these Elder Reavers.
This time from Dewalt couldn't be crispier, right? It was right as TerrOr was moving out. It looks like the Reavers are taking a bunch of damage, though. I think, yeah, one of the Reavers immediately go down. And this was not worth it for Dewalt at all, I don't think, Flash. That was... What were the Terran casualties there? Was it a turret? An SCV? Did
He lost a couple tanks. Yeah, a couple tanks. It's not the worst. I would say it's a relatively even-ish trade. I think Dewalt could have controlled that maybe a hair better with those Reavers. I think he could have maybe tried to pick both of them up and get out of there a little faster. But overall, I think both players, you know, they timed it well. He went in, got a little bit of damage. TerrOr reacted pretty well, pretty quickly with the Goliaths coming back as well. But we're going to see, yeah, Dewalt's going to go for shuttle style here. 4th base is set up, and we're going to see the 5-fact push here from TerrOr. And nice Vulture with mines here behind the Dragoons. Dragoons are a little bit trapped right now. This is really great stuff here from TerrOr so far.
Wow, I cannot believe how well positioned these vultures were to intercept this escape path. Yeah, you can see the goons are triggering all the mines on the way back. I cannot believe how cleanly these went for TerrOr, pushing up a ramp. There are 2 Reavers still alive though, so with proper control, never mind. The Reavers blow up. TerrOr's army just punch their way forward. The tanks are sieged on the low ground. They have on the high ground as well. There are mines, there are Goliaths, there are vultures, there are SCVs. This push is looking incredible for TerrOr.
Yep, High Templar just came out, so no Storm just yet, but the Vulture's getting on top of them anyway, so no Storm regardless right now. A big Mind Drag coming in, only kills a couple tanks. Couple more tanks go down here from splash damage. Oh, beautiful! Zealot Bomb there, 2 tanks getting splashed down. So this push, though, is still coming out really strong and really hard towards Dewalt. Dewalt losing all the Dragoons because he cannot really produce Dragoons right now in this position here from TerrOr is in an excellent position, building even a couple turrets now. Also adds a little bit of support there to block Zealots from getting on top right now. And this is looking really good from TerrOr. He's even got a 3rd base behind. The push has been excellent so far.
Yeah, both players have been dealing some heavy blows to one another during that fight, but ultimately I think that TerrOr has established himself in this position outside of Dewalt's natural. Dewalt calls it GG, game 1.
Oh, it goes for the food. Goes for his dinner.
Yes, winner, chicken dinner. TerrOr takes game 1 with a very convincing push. That was clean, Flash. That was wow. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for TerrOr. I'm not even like a specific fan of him, of Terrence or of TerrOr in any way, but that was so cool to watch. That was very clean.
Yeah, the Vulture wraparound, perfect timing. Right as his tanks are moving up, Dragoons want to move back, but then nope. Right around their backside, those Vultures come in with the mines, and you know, once those goons go down, it's just really hard to take any fight there. You're just on pure zealot and shuttle bombs. You know, it's too hard. It takes too long to reinforce with Dragoons. Too expensive as well because you're trying to go into Templar tech at the very end there. Just really well played from TerrOr overall. Just just very clean, very crisp.
Yeah, man. Keeping the Vultures active, right? He couldn't delay the third base, but he did deny the fourth. He kept the Vultures alive. He intercepted the goons as they were retreating. Just excellent control, excellent map awareness from honestly from both players, right? Even Dewalt going for that drop, like it was right as TerrOr was like unsieging and moving towards the high ground. So both of these players playing a very, very good game one. TerrOr takes it, but there's plenty of StarCraft to be played in this series still. Map 2 is going to be Neo Sylphid. Judging from the statistics, it's a perfectly balanced map, as all maps should be, Flash.
Yeah, it looks pretty good overall, 50-50 between Terran and Protoss. This map, I think, lends itself a lot more to aggressive play in the early game. The rush distances are a little bit shorter, and obviously you're going to guarantee a scout. There's no kind of cross-map shenanigans that can come out here, so I don't expect, let's say, for example, a 12 Nexus. Very, very unlikely on this map. But, the mains can be a little tricky to defend, so definitely favors Reaver play, especially, for example, if you are Terran and you spawn at, the top position there. 12 is a very, very difficult main to defend. There's so much surface area and for, locations for the shuttle to kind of drop your Reavers at. Yeah, just we'll see. Spawns, obviously, they're always going to be difficult for Terran, depending on if they get the wrong spawn on a 3-player map.
Let's hop onto this map, into this next match, and see where the players spawn. All right. Starting off this series with a little setback, but still a phenomenally strong Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss Dewalt spawning on the left side of this map, Flash.
Yep, and on the right side, as the red Terran, is going to be TerrOr. So decent spawn here for TerrOr, actually. He's not going to have to deal with such a large main to hold. This is one of the more favorable positions because you're kind of more tucked into the corner of the map compared to maybe more towards the edges on the other two spawns. And meanwhile, here we go. Dewalt's going to go with the 10 gate here for some zealot pressure. It is a very common build on this map because of, again, like I said, short rushes. Is TerrOr again going for another wall off, it looks like, here at the front of his base. Yeah, very interesting. He's kind of been favoring this kind of style.
Man, you Terran players, you just watch Flash do something insane on ASL, and then the entire ladder meta shifts immediately afterwards. All the Terran players I'm playing on ladder are all going back. Now when it comes to BSL, looking for some respite from the ladder nonsense. And what do I see? I see TerrOr building a wall against Protoss instead of doing the usual SimCity to move the Marine back and forth. That is
he locks it off with the starting the depot and finishing it. Very, very funny. Plaid Esports rating the stream. Thank you.
Depots.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Plaid Esports for 50 viewer stream. 50 viewer raid.
Oh, raid! Nice. That's awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks everyone for participating in StarCraft. You guys are the reason this hobby is continues to thrive. You're the reason we're all here playing and watching and casting. So welcome to the stream. I hope you guys have a great time. You joined right on time. This is game 2 of the lower bracket semifinals. First game, TerrOr won with a very, very convincing push, but Dewalt was no pushover. Dewalt also dealt some incredible blows. So this is still early in game 2. There's plenty of StarCraft. Welcome aboard. Enjoy your stay. Oh, there's a Marine there. I was gonna say, that barracks has been flashing forever, and I don't see a Marine.
Yeah, this SCV is gonna go down. It's got nowhere to go. It's in jail, and unfortunately, it does go down. And Zella is only gonna take some shield damage here. The wall off is nice because again, you're gonna prevent this, the Zealot from getting in and trying to get pressure on. Maybe TerrOr's not as confident about dealing with these early Zealot pressure, and that's why he's walling off on all these maps so far. But he's got quite a bit of gas banked up behind, so is this going to be a 2-factory build? We've got to go back home and check if he's going to go for it. Last game, he didn't go for 2-factory, but this time, I don't know, maybe.
I actually like your analysis, right? Maybe TerrOr, TerrOr is the kind of guy
who
does his crap. It is 2-factory, nice.
Yep, two factory here from TerrOr. Shortish rush distance, like I said. He's continuously building Marines.
Yeah.
Dewalt should know this is coming because of how many Marines he's seen that are being built from the barracks. And yeah, we've already got no expansion, second gateway. He knows what's up.
Fighting fire with fire, I see. Man, this is so we're gonna see a brawl of a game on Sylphid, huh? Both players are gonna play their aggressive builds. They're gonna be fighting real early, real aggressive. I don't know if there's like a clear micro advantage to either player, to be honest with you, Flash. I think both of these guys have like excellent control. They have excellent macro behind, when they're fighting. So this, I don't know what to think of this. This is going to be, one thing is for sure, it's going to be exciting and explosive.
Yeah, it definitely will be. A lot of Marines having been produced for TerrOr, and so he's getting prepped right now for the push.
There we go.
And it's going to be a one machine shop variant here with Vultures rallied behind, and now the Dragoons got to run all the way back home to defend as the push begins to bear down upon Dewalt's position here. Got a shield battery at the front as well. Very nice. He's just going to go one base, 2-gate robo here. Probably get a Reaver out because there's not really going to be any anti-air here from TerrOr. He's not going to be able to afford an eBay and turrets at all. So if he can hold this push off, it's going to look real good for Dewalt, but he's got to do the first thing, which is hold.
The onus is on TerrOr to make this push work. Time is on Dewalt's side. It looks like looks like TerrOr is having a little bit of trouble keeping his army together. This fake high ground third base here is always complicated. Oh no, actually, TerrOr is laying mines on that path around the third. Wait, why is he turning around?
Looks like he's turning around. I'm not sure if he saw that there's no nexus. It's really strange for me to I don't know if he got the scout in. That's the thing. If he had scouted no nexus, this kind of makes a little bit more sense, but maybe he's just waiting for the upgrades to kick in. He wants siege mode. He wants this ultra speed before he begins trying to encircle the Dragoons and probably lay mines to surround and really get these Dragoons caught out of position.
Yeah, maybe he's just waiting for the research, right? But I mean, Dewalt knows exactly where this army is. Oh man, there's a lot. That's a lot of goons already, though, Flash.
Yeah, a lot of goons.
I don't know if TerrOr has a window of opportunity here. Still, we have 2 additional tanks coming, which is fantastic. But how many goons are there out for Dewalt already? There's 6 goons. That's a lot with goons. Proper micro, man. I think Dewalt
should be 7-8. Goons 6. Oh, he's maybe bought enough time for Reaver. The Reaver's probably popping out soon here. But yeah, siege mode is done. 3 tanks. No way Dewalt can push up here. He's got to fall back. Oh, a little bit of bad goon micro. The goon got stuck there, and he loses a goon for free. He will pick off one of the vultures, but right now these tanks are going to slowly leapfrog up, and it's really going to come down to Dewalt getting that Reaver out in time. He does have a shield battery, which is nice. Going to keep these units topped up reasonably well, but here come the vultures. Are they going to try to lay mines? No, just going to play safe.
Man, it's so tough pushing into this. I think Dewalt is feeling okay here. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, the Reaver is already out, right? I was gonna say, what's the worst that could happen? He loses the shield battery and the pylon, and then the Reaver pops? I don't know, man. The Reaver is already out. Sure, there are mines out, but the observatory is already done as well. This shuttle is gonna come out, and TerrOr is gonna have to move Marines to handle this shuttle, right?
Yeah, and he actually lost a bunch of the Marines there. He had lost 4 Marines initially. 1 tank already going down here. We're going to see how good that Reaver micro is. Kills the SCV, so no repairs on these siege tanks, but they're still hitting the gateway, the forward gateway and the pylon there. Did manage to take out that shield battery, as you said earlier, but now look, the units are moving forward, trying to encircle the goons. Vultures are running by, but now that means that the tanks are a little bit exposed here to the back, but there's so many vultures coming in here, and Mine's going to hit a Dragoon, and he's going to kill a lot of these probes right now. Oh, but the Mine's big! Mine hit onto the Dragoons, and he's losing everything!
Both players are dealing so much damage to each other. The Vulture's killing so many workers, the tank, the Mine's killing so many goons, but the Reaver is still alive, right? I'm not sure who's ahead here anymore. The shuttle is so slow that we can see. Oh my god, there's still TerrOr units outside of Dewalt's natural wreaking havoc there. The Reaver is forced to retreat because the Vultures are getting so much value cleaning all of those probes. There's still Marines out. There's still Vultures out. More Marines are being sent. Vultures are still running around Dewalt's main. This is actually going much better for TerrOr than I expected. Dewalt first to retreat the probes. Dewalt is not mining at all.
No, he's not, and he's still got that contain now building over there at the front. These Vultures gonna get a few more probe kills here at the very end of their lifespan. The turret is up. The turret's up at the front. He's gonna be able to lock the Protoss player into their base, but he does have a shuttle, so he can do, ferry the units outside and maybe look for a counterattack here. But TerrOr has gotten so much economic damage done, killed so many probes. That one mine hitting all 4 of those goons outside there really pushed Dewalt back, and TerrOr's in a great spot right now. This 2-fac is working out for him.
I was about to say, I'll give you $5 if that's the supply depot, but no. TerrOr is just building a turret there, just to be sure. You know, I can imagine TerrOr, like, you know, looking at Dewalt and saying, look at me, this is my choke now. We see here, there's low shuttle trying to find an angle behind the siege tanks here. Dewalt knows how important it is to clear this position, but it's so hard. These siege tanks are positioned so well. Dewalt is paying such a heavy price for every tank that he kills. There are 2 Reavers out, and they are able to clear the turrets, but again, while the Reavers clear the turrets, Dewalt is losing every goon that he's made. And now, you know, the burden of freedom here is on these 2 badly hurt Reavers and a badly damaged shuttle.
Oh! Badly damaged Reaver goes instantly down to that 1 shuttle. Yeah, there's the GG. Dewalt, his only hope there was to keep those 2 Reavers alive and maybe go for a counter and maybe pick off units slowly, but didn't have it. Great attack once again from TerrOr. Made Dewalt panic there, spread the multitasking out really thin, had the mines perfectly laid, and so when he ran those vultures in, Dewalt said, okay, I can go after your tanks. Nope, there's mines there, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose all your goons that way.
I'll be the first one to admit, Flash. My faith wavered when I saw TerrOr turn around and go all the way back to his natural during that push. But everything afterwards was just so strong for him. Even with Dewalt's shuttle control and Reaver control, right? The 3 siege tanks were just positioned perfectly to reduce, you know, like any surface area for the Zealots. I think TerrOr did his due diligence preparing, you know, his play on that map. That was so well done. And Dewalt too. Like, I don't know what happened. Because there was so much action in that whole game. I don't know how Dewalt lost, like, you know, those 4 goons outside his natural. I think TerrOr had some 4D reverse time travel mine positioning and caught Dewalt off guard. But yeah, TerrOr is showing some brass today, man. This is such a strong showing for him.
Yeah, really is. And you know, I thought this was gonna be a close series, but so far TerrOr has absolutely dominated 2-0. Incredible stuff so far from TerrOr. He's really taken this series by the horns right now. Dewalt, if he wants to come back, he's gonna have to come back down to 0-2 with the reverse sweep.